Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's really good to be among you today. Do you feel a positive energy in here? Because I do. Maybe it's spring fever, I don't know, but it feels good. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. We acknowledge that we are located on the ancestral lands of the Settlecot people, from whom this territory was stolen incrementally through grossly inequitable, opaque, and duplicitous exchanges between 1655 and 1662. Their descendants live on today as the Settlecot Nation, among them our neighbors residing in Setauket's Bethel Christian Avenue, Laurel Hill Historic District. My name is Carol Castillo, and I am happy to be leading worship this morning along with our consulting minister, the Reverend Dr. David Messner. The DRE of the day today is Susan Buckley. Sharing the gift of music this morning, we have the Unicorn Singers conducted by Dan Weymouth. We also have Bethany Riddle. Thank you to our tech team and for all of those who work to make worship here something that we all enjoy. This morning, I do want to give a special thank you, though, to Nancy Koch for her Iki Bana arrangement, see right here, and also to Shah for bringing in some delightful daffodils. Thank you. Whether you are here in our sanctuary or attending online, we are one congregation worshiping together. So let's all say hi and wave to those who are joining from home. And a special welcome to those of you who might be here for the first time or perhaps just visiting. We're very glad that you've come, and we look forward to getting to know you. If you feel comfortable doing so, right now, if you want to raise your hand, and then we can find you later on and greet you personally. Welcome. Now, for those of you here, please plan to join us after the service for coffee and conversation. For those who are with us online, you may sign off when we finish the service and return to the website or the newsfeed, and there will be a link there for joining small group chats. Also, in person here today, there is a congregational town hall following coffee hour, and this is to focus on the recommendations from the Legacy Committee regarding the use and distribution of the Social Justice Legacy Fund. At any time during the service, you're invited to place a pebble in the water on the side table, and this symbolizes a joy or a concern, maybe a promise or a release of one, something that sends ripples of your intention out into the world and connects to those of others. And now, please check to be sure that you have silenced your phones. Thank you. Let us enter into the sacred space of worship with the sounding of the morning bell. May the vibrations help us to release our concerns and distractions, open our hearts and minds, and bring us fully into this present moment. The flaming chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. This morning, I am going to invite Reverend Dave to light our chalice, if you wouldn't mind. For those of you at home, you are invited to light a chalice or a candle as we kindle our flame here in the sanctuary, while I share with you these words from Betz Weinecke. May this flame, symbol of transformation since time began, fire our curiosity, strengthen our wills, and sustain our courage as we seek what is good within and around us.
What a blessing it is to be together again. A last time, face to face, right? Kind of looking at you, right? I got you. I'm calling us to worship today in the spirit of knowing that we are not alone in this enterprise, that we are part of a larger meshwork of Unitarians, particularly Unitarian Universalists all over this country. And so as we are apart for this last time, you will have new ministry here. And at every moment, and particularly at this hour on Sunday, 500 other pulpits in this country are alive with UU voices. 500, 700, 800, I don't know. That often gives me heart and courage. Today I wanted to call us to worship with a text from the Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore. Natalie passed recently, Reverend Natalie. She long served, maybe 14 years, served the Shelter Rock congregation, which is just a bit west of here. One of the beautiful things about Long Island is it's a Long Island, and as you come out from the airport, right, you drive by the exits for all the Unitarian churches, and I went by Shelter Rock, went by the Manhasset, went by Huntington, and kept going to here. We're connected along that line, and we will miss Natalie. We are called by the wind, the rushing water, the fireflies, the summer sun. Called by the sidewalk, the playground, the laughing children, the streetlights. Called by our appetites and gifts, our needs and challenges. Called by the bottle, the needle, the powder, the pill, yes, the game, the bet, the need, the want, the pain, the cure, the love, the hope, the dream. We are called by the spirit of love and hope and visions of God's purpose for our lives. We are called, all of us. What do we choose? How shall we answer? My friends, come. Let us worship together. Let us celebrate the shared life we have been given.
I'm going to do my best to show pictures from here. Today's Time for All Ages is The Curious Why. Words written by Angela de Terlizzi. Art by Lorena Alvarez Gomez. There are days you are bored. You're finished. You're through. There's no more to explore, to see, think, or do. There's nothing to ponder, nothing to know. You've lost your spark. That's your get up and go. You've stared at the screen. You've stared at the wall. You've stared into space and gone nowhere at all. You don't want to run. Your toys don't even seem fun. You don't want to go play with someone. Sound familiar? So, you'll sit inside, cranky and tired, feeling frustrated, so uninspired. And you're sure you'll never find anything new. You'll just lie around. That's just what you'll do. Sticky pages. But wait, what's that? There, outside your door. It's a new friend you've not met before. Someone who won't let the world pass you by. Now introducing the Curious Why. There she is. The Curious Why will help you to see that you're only bored if you choose to be. Because why knows that there's much more to be found if you ever wonder and wander and look around. A knowledge collector, a tell me more teacher. This Curious Why is a gotta know creature. So, if you spot something curious, then why starts asking how, what, where, and when. Like, how does this grow? And what makes this glow? And where in the world did the dinosaurs go? And when were the first T-Rex fossils found? And just how deep were they found in the ground? Have all these questions got your gears turning? Let's find the answers. It's time to get learning. Welcome to a place where why always looks. It's the library, and it's filled with books. Check out the covers, dive into the stacks, flip through the pages, and find all the facts. Then, voyage through time to life long before us. Whoa, over there, a brachiosaurus. And here's something else that you may discover. Why's made you a natural history lover. Now, you're crafting, drawing, and making cool things with feathers and scales, with claws, spikes, and wings. You've got a new interest. Boredom's been busted. Because with the why, your outlook's adjusted. And the Curious Why has a question for you. What are more things that you wish you knew? Do you want to know how crayons are made, how banjos are played, or why rainbows fade? Do you think gazing at planets and stars team up with the why and journey to Mars? Perhaps there's a new food you'd like to make. You and why can bake an upside-down cake. And how does a bee buzz? What makes a bee sting? You can ask why about everything. With all these questions and answers, you'll find that the Curious Why has opened your mind. And if your friends need their sparks ignited, then you and the why can get them excited, because you've got all this knowledge to share. You're a T-Rex expert extraordinaire. And when you keep asking, searching, finding, walking paths unknown and winding, digging deeper and stargazing, you'll see all that is amazing. Now, there's no limit to how far you'll go, how much you'll learn, or how much you'll know, and you'll never be bored unless you try. When you open your door to the Curious Why. So, please join together to sing the children out to their classrooms with the Reeb benediction found in the inside back cover of your hymnal.
Let's enter into our time of meditation. We'll begin with spoken words from Reverend Angela Herrera, a piece called All of Us in the Arms. Then we'll have a time of silent meditation, after which Bethany will bring us out of the silence with hymn number 8, Mother Spirit, Father Spirit. Bethany is going to play it through for us one time, and then we'll join in. You may wish to open it now on your lap, number 8. Let us begin. This is a prayer for a fresh, unremarkable morning, a prayer to bring us to attention before the steadiness of the world. Sunrises and sunsets, back and forth, like the rocking of your grandmother's chair. Life coming and going, rising and falling, droning and beating like ancient music. And you, remarkable for your ordinariness within it, and your thinking about and your yearning for meaning. You, dependent, spun into the interdependent web, confined to a body. You, independent, conscious, free, and so sometimes also lonely, but unconfined in spirit. This is a prayer for you, for your well-being, your peace, your deep peace, and for everyone you love, and for their well-being, and for the friends we haven't met yet, and for the strangers we'll never meet, though we are closer to them than we think. All of us in the arms of the earth, our mother, with her rocking and singing. It is our spiritual practice to share our offering 50-50 with an organization striving to create a more just world. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of May is New Hour for Women and Children. The vision of this organization is to empower justice, impacting women, and provide support for mothers and children by providing reentry services for women across Long Island. They provide programming throughout the Riverhead, Yaphank, and Nassau jails with a focus on reentry planning, conflict management, art and wellness, parenting, and a mother-baby bonding program, which supports postpartum mothers at the Yaphank Nursery. They offer a powerful 12-week reentry program each fall and spring, including personalized case management and support groups. They operate a supportive and safe transitional home for women returning from incarceration and sponsor fun family activities and gatherings throughout the year. They partner with the Long Island Social Justice Action Network to do advocacy work. Rebuilding a life after incarceration is full of challenges, and New Hour for Women and Children helps women to meet those challenges with confidence. Please donate generously to this very worthwhile organization.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. I wish to acknowledge first at this time that we come in here as whole, complicated people. Maybe we are more complicated than most people. I don't know, but I suspect so. We come in here full of our lives, joys and sorrows, concerns and gratitudes, hopes and dreams. We have a ritual in this space I want to acknowledge. Off to our left side, there's an individual ritual space to open ourselves, to recognize what's going on inside ourselves in the safety and embeddedness in this blessed community. I hope the silent practice that is going on right now as I speak extends itself into a slightly more audible practice. When you come into this place, in this community, I hope you find the sense of safety and trust that you will venture being a vulnerable self just a little bit. Share what's going on with you, with your pastor, with someone at coffee hour, with the person sitting next to you. Heck, even if you brought them in the same car, maybe this is a day to share a little bit of what's going on in your heart. The stuff going on in your heart matters. It's the stuff of life, our lives. I'm going to use pulpit privilege and microphone privilege just to lift up a joy I carry today in a word of gratitude. It will not be 30 minutes of Oscar's speech for all I'm grateful for in this brave little fellowship, but I'm having this Sunday morning feeling, which is we create a team in our congregations for everyone who co-creates worship together. So today I'm just feeling the welling up of gratitude for the leaders of worship, for we are plural. I'm feeling a welling up of gratitude for Dan and his creative work and powerful creative presence. I'm feeling the gift of Bethany off to my left, bringing the notes. I'm feeling the gift of Carol orchestrating everything. I'm feeling the gift of Rob and Rich on the tech deck making it happen. I'm feeling the gift of Judd and other folks in the kitchen making the most important parts of the service happen. Don't tell anyone I said that. On and on. Who am I missing? On and on, the people who create this experience for us, and I'm blessed to be part of that team. So let us have full hearts this morning for what we do for each other. It's magnificent.
This morning's reading is from Julian of Norwich, who lived as an anchorite and received 16 divine messages in the year 1373 as she lay dying, or so she thought. She wrote them down, becoming the first woman to publish a book in English. One of the most important she received: I may make all things well. I can make all things well. I will make all things well. I shall make all things well, and thou shalt see thyself that all manner of things shall be well. And again, I may make all things well. I can make all things well. I will make all things well. I shall make all things well. And thou shalt see thyself that all manner of things shall be well.
We're going a bit old-timey today. I'm going to continue with that. You see, they say curiosity killed the cat, but I say curiosity gets a bad rap. It's freeing ourselves from worry that is the art of saving lives. And so my sermon, it was care which killed that cat. Lifts up Ben Jonson's play. Was that 1598, if I get that right? And in Ben's play, it went like this: Helter skelter hangs sorrow, Carol kill a cat, up tails all, and a louse for the hangman. Bobby McFerrin's modern translation: don't worry, be happy. Only but a louse for the hangman. Hangman be damned. That's what we're saying here today. Helter skelter, hang sorrow, Carol kill cat, up tails and all, and a louse for the hangman. It's sort of a drunken toast, if you don't remember that play, which got obscured by Shakespeare after it. Sort of a drunken toast that says, to heck with it. I ain't gonna worry, no more. I've been plagued by worry for too long. Only a louse for that, hangman. Mortal threats be damned. I'm not going to be bothered by such minor prospects. I got bigger things in my heart and bigger things on the horizon. Don't worry, be happy. And do so with a sense of abandon. Do so with verve. Only but a louse for the hangman. Worry not. Worry not. I wish it could be like that for me. That's my testimony. I was talking with one of my seminary students recently, and they're doing a project on testimony, and we were reflecting on, do we testify in church in the Unitarian tradition? Bear witness. Share a little bit of our experience. Tell it plain. Tell it like it is. Be real. Maybe that's the way I'd say it, not to scare everyone off with this testimony talk. Tell it plain. Tell it how it is for you. How is it for me? I worry about things. My Lord, I worry about things. So many of us, and I think I'm not alone, we never say all of us worry about things, although I suspect all of us do. I won't drag you all into the hole with me. I'll just own it. I worry about things, and I hold on fiercely to them even when it's not healthy for me. It's not good. Dave, just let go. Put that down. You don't need to cling so tightly to that. Letting go of worry ain't so easy for some of us. We hold on fiercely, even when it doesn't make any sense. Okay, now because it's our last in-person time together, I'm going to come to you on the screen, but it's our last in-person time together, I'm going to talk some important personal business and a little personal disclosure. I mean to say I need to talk about my dog, Harper. Okay, this is an aside. There are 2 secrets if you want to be loved as a minister. The first secret is get your cat people. That's how I opened. The second secret is get your dog people. 1 or 2 horse people in the room and 1 person with an allergy that can't stand any of them. I love you too, but I'm going to win the election on the cats and dogs. Okay, onward. Every morning, except this morning in which my son was doing it, every morning my routine is to go to Harper's room. Yes, Harper has her own room in our house. Go to Harper's room to give her her morning briefing and take her out for a walk. Now, this being springtime, here's another aside, but you need to understand it, to understand this story. This being springtime, I have recently tilled the soil on the parkway. We live in the city of Chicago, but we have a house in a little parkway which we're responsible for. I have tilled the soil, the result of which, turning the soil, is to leave a series of dirt clods about the size of golf balls along there, and I plan to plant, but I had to come here and do this work. Meanwhile, my beloved Harper, she's still there, my beloved Harper has decided that these must be food, which I think has been reinforced by my constant admonition not to put those things in her mouth. Just don't. And I have told her clearly and calmly what they are and where they've come from, and that she doesn't even want them. They're not good for them. Having said this to her, she darts out the door with the force of 1,000 horses to get to one of those clods, put it in her mouth, and clamp down with great force, knowing that I will, with great alarm, try and pull it from her insistent maw. Have you ever tried to open the mouth of an Australian cattle dog? It's like changing the will of a Unitarian congregant. You learn after a few years of this, you're not going to do it this way. You come at them sideways. That's what ministry is. I can attest, I can testify, force will never free the dirt clod, even though I know and she knows because it's in her mouth. It's in her mouth, and she knows now it's not food because it's a clod of dirt, and it doesn't taste good. We have similar tongues. Okay. We hold on fiercely even when it doesn't make sense for us. We do that. It's how we're put together. The only way experience has taught me for that dirt to exit her grip is bit by bit on the living room carpet. And she moves around the room and dribbles mud from her mouth. And we did this a number of days. And I came here and I was working on this sermon, and this came to mind as I was thinking with glee, I don't have to walk the dog this morning. And I had this idea, which was not to fight the war of prohibition, but offer up a different solution. You see, I have this idea when I get back, I'm going to get up before her, and before I go to her room, I'm going to seed the parkway with frozen chicken nuggets and let her discover one of those, offering her an upgrade and not a grim rule. Maybe that's what I'm talking about today. This is what my sermon is about. Most of us, especially, again, I keep picking on Unitarians, most of us don't want to be told that we can't do something. But most of us are ready and hoping to seize an opportunity when it's offered to us. And so often, this is serious to me, so often we wonder about this relationship in liberal religion, free religion, non-creedal. Like, how is this going to work? And when I talk to people and I teach people, I say all you can do is set the table. Set the table. Old-timey potluck stuff. Wednesday potluck. Put some different things on the table. I don't know what you're going to eat. Some of you are vegans. Let's make sure there's some vegan stuff on the table, right? That's all you can do. You can learn and lay a table out, and people will, in time, come forward seeking the upgrade that their spirit needs. That's what I'm talking about. This is a theology of substitution, right? A theology of trading in worry for something else. And I'll chase to the end of it. I'm talking about trading in old worries for new imagination. It's a swap meet. That's what I'm offering you here today, a swap meet. You have an old worry, trade it in. Leave it on the table. Someone else can carry your worry away if you want it. But maybe pick up and hold on to a nugget of new inspiration. There's a sermon ringing in my head from another one of my colleagues who I respect. It's an older one. We're going old-timey today, I told you. He said in his sermon, some of you have heard it too, right? He said, don't worry about your life. He said, you shouldn't worry about what you're going to eat or drink. Don't even worry about your body. Don't spend your time worrying about what you're going to wear. Isn't your life, your one precious life, more than food? And isn't the sacred body in which you move around more than the clothes that hang on it? Look at the birds, he said. Why is this over the altar? Look at the birds of the air, he said. They don't work, they don't till, they don't plant, they don't harvest, they don't stash up in the barn. For the love of God, they don't even have 401ks. And yet they get what they need. How do we make sense of that? Does any one of us, he said, he asked his congregation then, any one of us add a single hour to our lives with all of this worry? What's the point of that? Be as free as those birds. Just do it. How appealing is that bit of gospel to me? Free bird. Easier said than done. That's actually what I always thought in church when that passage, not in the Reverend Dave translation, but that passage from the Sermon on the Mount would be read. I'd say easier said than done. That's not realistic. And I felt that even this morning when I was getting ready to preach this happy-minded, optimistic sermon for you, because I have worries going on. Lord help me, I was listening to a podcast on the way over asking the question, how, now that we've gotten in, do we get out of Iran? And what did this do for us? Certainly didn't do anything for them, but did it do something for us? And I worry about Iran. I worry this week about the Voting Rights Act. That was before I was born. Some of you were around before I was born, and you solved some stuff, we thought. Oh, good. The generation before me did that. Let's now work on something else because we're progressives and we're making progress. And so on some days, I worry that all of a sudden this false narrative has me distracted and we haven't solved a darn thing. And I worry about that. Does anyone else worry? Be like the birds of the air. Okay, those are macro worries. I got micro worries. I worry about money. I worry about having enough, that storing up seed in the barn. Now, I've been saving, and I am lucky, and I am privileged, but what if the worst happens and I don't die for a while? Worst case scenario, this keeps going on and on and on. And I'm going to keep needing soup, more and more soup. Dogs got to eat too. I worry about my body, not just the clothes hanging on. I worry I wake up and I got a new ache. I got a weird spasm in my left knee. Does anyone else have a weird pain today you'd like to share? If we opened a microphone and we each came up and said, I got a new crick in my neck, I got a new loss of, oh my gosh, the litany goes on, and sometimes I worry about these things. But most of all, I'll tell you the truth, I worry about the people I love. I very much want them to be well and happy and flourishing, and I want that so badly, and I have been humbled by my life experience to know that it's mostly out of my control. I can't make them well and happy and safe. I'll stop about me. I'll let you stew for a second in what you worry about. I hope I poked it, you know. I hope I touched your pew a little bit with one of my worries, you know, but. And if you're like me, responsible and diligent, and I know you are, you prepare in response to these worries. And what I'm saying is this state of mind that we carry, our theological disposition and understanding, influences how we choose to operate in life and how we go forward. Some of us are preparing as much as we can for every contingency, everything that can go wrong. We have a response ready. If that COVID supply interruption happens again, I have 300 rolls of toilet paper in my basement. Do you remember we lived through a season where there was a toilet paper panic? That's funny, isn't it? But I got a battery in the basement that switches on to operate some pump. I don't even know what it does. But just in case, when the power goes off, I don't know. What other ways have you prepared? I've looked at the map just a little bit to see the path to Canada, should I have to flee north. Maybe a boat, for those of you who live on an island, and some of you do. How are you going to get across if the ferry ain't running? This kind of solving, responding to this existential condition of anxiety and worry is an illusion. It's not totally foolish to prepare for the future and consider what might happen, but also this never-ending preparation for negative outcomes can steal your life as much as the worry does. There are a couple solutions. I just want to lift up from our tradition. One solution here is kind of the Zen one, and it might even be a little bit the Jesus one, which is stop projecting yourself into the future. Come here right now. Be present. The only life we have is in this minute. Breathe deep. Partake of it. Don't even project yourself in the future to be excited about the coffee you're going to get. Be present. It's a good lesson. Be stoic. Things will happen. We shall see. Be Zen. Equanimity. Good, bad, those are just labels. We will live what comes. In a little bit, if you know the rest of that Jesus sermon, is trust that the universe will provide. I think I preached on that last time I sent you a video message. Sometimes grace brings us stuff I have some optimism about that. Be our untethered and unbothered animal selves. Be simple like the birds of the air and the mice of the fields. But I want to suggest today a second solution, and that's the Harper solution I'm talking about. Those are the chicken nuggets in the field. Changing our whole disposition to the future, making use of what I believe is the extraordinary divine part of ourselves inside, which is curiosity and imagination. Utilize our generative minds in different ways, turning them to the work of what is possible and extraordinary beyond our wildest dreams, and not what is most terrible and most awful beyond our wildest fears. That's a turning of the entire spirit from despair to hope. Easier said than done. See, preparing for every worrisome eventuality I was talking about requires not only the purchasing of the boats and helicopters that some of us are doing, but also look behind that, a capacity of our extraordinary minds to catalog and continuously generate an array of everything that can go wrong in our world. My mind is constantly racing around things that could go wrong. In order to feed the worry fire, turn it off. Turn it off and redirect that. Because I realized all of a sudden that I am not so good at cataloging everything that could go right with the world, and then making all of the necessary preparations for that. And therein, I think, is a magical and, dare I say, divine solution, to use that power, that generative power, to imagine everything that could go extraordinarily right in our lives. And so I ask you, and this is your takeaway spiritual assignment, what could go right for us beyond what we have previously considered? What might happen that we might be a part of making happen that unexpectedly opens a whole new game for us? We did an exercise in our workshop the other day of spiritual memoir writing. And we drew a line. That was the exercise. Draw a line of your life, the day of your birth, the day of your death. Put yourself, where are you today? And think of that line. What have I learned? What have I experienced? And what can I generate for the last section? That's the turn. What might I generate in that last section? That same workshop, I think, or maybe it was the one before. Thank you. You've all been turning out. Bless your hearts. I was sitting in the yellow room. It was booked for the sanctuary here. And I was sitting in the yellow room alone, and my worried mind is no one is coming to my workshop. And if no one comes, that's okay, because I'll just go back to the hotel and pretend it wasn't booked. But that's never how it is. It's always one person comes, and they bear witness to the despair on the minister's face, and it's just embarrassing. That's how my mind works. My mind doesn't immediately work. There are people waiting for me in another room. There are 25 people waiting for me in this room. You show up. That's a different way of thinking. Expecting people to show up. What if I stopped expecting, I expect 8 people to show up and it's going to work, and 25 came? What when 25 come, if I expect, what if 100 come? Let's take that about worship. We expect all these chairs to be full, and today I'll point out most of our chairs are full. What if we were to expect next week 100 new people to come? What would you do if you just let that possibility creep in? Turn off the light? I said, pull down the shades. No, we're not here. That's too much. That's too much. How do we prepare for too much? If right now I say that's a real possibility, there's going to be an extra 100 people next week, trust me, what would we do to prepare? Well, let's get some purple vests, right? Let's get some branded T-shirts out there. Let's stand on the street. We need some people to direct traffic. And what I mean to suggest is that in the anticipation of an extraordinarily good event, we take action to prepare for it, and might the action itself create the event? Might Three of you beautiful people in purple unicorn shirts with strange hats, waving cars in, draw 100 people? Or the alarm of the authorities? Who knows what would happen? That's what I'm suggesting. I won't do 100 stories. What if there's an opportunity for something extraordinary to happen? I invite you to think about that in these coming days in your own life. What if there is an opportunity for 5 new best friends? On that line we're talking about, I'm past the midpoint. My best friends seem like I made them a long time ago. What if there are the 5 best friends of my life I've not yet met? Is that possible? How do I prepare for that? I better show up at some parties. I better go to church. I better join some small groups in that fellowship, right? What if my releasing of material desire means that I'm not wanting money? What if being satisfied with that can of soup means I have extra money in the coming years of my life and I can put it on things I care about? Oh my gosh. What if I'm a philanthropist of tiny scale in the end year of my life? What if more people want to hear my stories than I've considered before? Maybe I'm a writer in this last chapter of my life. What if my voice isn't as bad as it sounds to me and I could be a golden unicorn singer? What if? This array of possibilities. I'm suggesting look to the right side of that curve and in the tail. What are the outlier events that are extraordinary and beautiful? And prepare for those. Work for those. I think it's possible as we get older to get jaded, to get pessimistic regarding this possibility frontier ahead of us, with thousands of miles behind us and hundreds of miles ahead of us. We might underestimate the potential to be surprised. I'm telling you today, and I'm going to leave you with this message: prepare to be surprised by your life. Prepare to be surprised by the extraordinary, the beautiful. Prepare to be in love with new things and new people and new pursuits, unprecedented in the timeline you've experienced so far. And then, my friends, prepare to go to work to nudge that into reality. May it be so, and amen. Now, please join me, rising in body and our spirit, to sing our closing hymn. That's number 345 in your gray hymnal. With joy we claim the growing light.
We're going to take a moment for something that's not in your order of service. We have a special presentation this morning from the Shawl Ministry. I'd like to invite Shelley Pasaris and I think Terry Austin. Come on up, please.
I'm just going to have you move a little to the left so I can use the mic?
Yes, yes.
Members of Shawl Ministry create shawls and present them in times of joy or need. This is not a time of need, but it certainly is a time of joy for the time that you spent with us. And we wish you well and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. To Reverend Dave, from the loving hearts and hands of the UUFSB Shawl Ministry, and the prayer that we say after each session when we meet, making our shawls, and which are included in every shawl that we give away. May divine grace be upon this shawl, warming, comforting, and enfolding. May this mantle be a safe haven, a sacred place of security and well-being, sustaining and embracing in good times as well as difficult ones. May the one who receives this shawl be cradled in hope, kept in joy, graced with peace, and wrapped in love. Certainly.
Thank you for that. That should stand as a benediction, but I'm going to invite you to reach out and take a hand next to you just for a last word of blessing. Not the last word, that's heavy. As you prepare to go from this place, may you be blessed by all the gifts of this fellowship. May you be blessed by inquisitive minds that never stop hungering for the good, the beautiful, and the just. May you be blessed by friendship, old, new, seemingly impossible, but steadfast. May you be blessed by strength of bodies that grow older, but strangely more resilient. May you be blessed by a spirit of the possible, a spirit of the gentle, and a spirit of the kind. Be well, my friends. Amen.
As our time together comes to a close, let's just wave and say goodbye to the folks at home.
So here's something else that isn't in the order of service. This involves you, both as a percussionist and singer. You know what to do. Remember the words? Thank you for letting me be myself again. part of Reverend Dave's charge was to make sure we remain true to our true selves. So that's what that was about. And this next one goes out to all of you from us, but also to Reverend Dave. It's a audio hug.
So, hello, I want to make the last statement here, and thanks to Reverend Dave. It has been, we've worked closely together as president of the board. I have spoken to you so many times, but the board and I think for the congregation, we have great gratitude for your guidance and counsel this year. And while you were hybrid, the first time you visited, you were able to make connections with people here that it felt like you were always present. Your sermons were so wonderful. The one today brought me to tears because it is your last in person, but I connected with so many of your sermons, all of them to be truth, and having it hybrid did not detract from your sermons, and that was a great benefit to our congregation, that we could have you come, even though you were in Chicago, to us a couple times a month, and then the 5 times you've been here, again, you connected, held workshops, provided pastoral care, provided board guidance, guided our committees. It's just, I have never worked with a minister before, so having your guidance and throughout this year, and I hope I speak, for the rest of the congregation, thank you. Thank you, and I just want to... So just so you know, we have Dave till the end of May. So we are definitely going to be calling on him, and he's already helping the board and guiding us as we prepare for James to come and be our next minister. And we can thank Dave for helping us with that connection and with helping us prepare because, Dave has opened my eyes to what we can be. And as he talked today about imagine what's possible, well, we're going to be going out in the community. We're going to have James lead us, and we can all start thinking outward and how our home can be a welcoming place and what we can do here. And, hopefully that will bring growth, but it'll definitely bring individual growth, both socially and spiritually. And I thank Dave for opening my mind to that, and I hope others. And I look forward to working with you, and I'll miss you. We'll miss you at the end of May. Thank you. And now, coffee hour.